Oh, so you want to become a freelancer? Watch today's video to understand 3 keys you need to be successful. Hey guys, what up? Jeremy back here with another video for you guys in efforts to help you to live the dream and make a profitable living doing what you love. And today's video comes from experience in going from having a day job and transitioning into completely being in charge of my time, my income, and having the sort of freedom that is just not able to be afforded to you with a day job. So we're going to skip the pros and cons of being a freelancer because you're already considering it. You're probably in that mode where you're trying to find an answer. And so I want to get you this info today as fast and as diligently and as succinctly as possible so that you can get on with making these decisions and making those efforts into the right place. So that being said, let's get into it. The first thing that I want for you to think about as you're going into this, and again, this is all from experience and not only becoming a freelancer and being a freelancer and transitioning into owning an agency and turning that into an agency, but also coaching others out of their day job to becoming freelancers and offering these services out there to the world. And these are usually graphic or TV or marketing or those sort of services to be delivered on. And if you have anything outside of here that you are really thinking through, you can leave a comment below and I'll come back and answer and try to give you some context for your exact situation in the comments or in another video. But the first thing that I want for you to be thinking through that I really didn't acknowledge until a little bit into my journey, and I feel like it's cost me some time, is the experiment mindset. And I've talked about this in some other videos that I'll link up here and in the description. And really the experiment mindset is helpful because what I'm wanting for you to do is to overcome the failure that you're going to experience, because there are micro and major failures in anything worth pursuing. And sometimes those things can really knock you back. Why I recommend this mindset of experimenting or having an experimental mindset is because you just don't know what's going to work. I don't know what's going to work. You don't know what's going to work. There are blueprints and there are roadmaps that you can follow, but in your unique situation, there's going to be some things that are going to vary. Maybe you fail because it's your fault. Maybe you fail because it's somebody else's. Whatever the mindset, I want for you to look at what you're doing, this process and this journey that you're embarking on in becoming a successful freelancer. That I want for you to really look at everything you're doing as an experiment. Every email that you send, every client that says yes, or every person that becomes a client says yes and gives you money. Anytime you do something for a client, I really want for you to be thinking and positioning yourself as an experimenter. The reason why is because you can't guarantee many things to your clients, and you want to be in a position that your client has the right expectations. And so I say this whenever I am going into business with somebody new, or whenever I'm giving advice on marketing, which is primarily one of my expertises. And I always say, hey, everything's an experiment. You never know. I don't care what headline we think is going to work. The way the market is going to respond is going to be completely different in whatever scenario. And so we are right now just testing. Everything we're doing is a test. We're going to be tracking it. We're going to be measuring it. We're going to be going along the way, because that's the only way that we can get results. And that's the only way over a long period of time we can understand what works. So you can rewind that and take what I'm saying there, and you can now install that into your conversations as you're getting clients, or as you're checking up on clients, and as you're going about just figuring out what services you're going to offer. Maybe you right now are considering offering video editing because you see some other people doing it. Maybe you're learning from somebody who teaches how to become a freelancer and they're saying video editing, video editing, video editing. Well, do that, go after that, but just know that that might not be the thing that leads you to success. And that's completely fine. Just be willing to pivot when that happens. Thing number one to consider, if you want to get out of your day job and be a successful freelancer, someone who's in charge of your own time and where you are on earth, which is amazing, then I want for you to have an experimental mindset. That said, let's get on to key number 2, which is something one of my favorite authors, Neil Strauss, presented to me a few years back, and it's something that has stuck with me, which is the 2-train theory. So if you're watching this right now, chances are high you're in a day job, or you need the sort of income that a probably full-time day job provides for you. And the reason I am providing this counsel right here is because I want for you to avoid heartache, and I want for you to avoid pain. And I've seen it time and time again from students that come my way after trying to get out of their day job. They've been experimenting with freelance services. We really got to do a lot of work to undo stuff there. But what I notice more than anything else is that they underestimate the amount of time it might take to earn and create a pipeline where the income is there for it to, provide for their living style, for their lifestyle. And they end up needing to either put a bunch of money on credit cards, they need loans, they need to ask mom and dad for money, or they have to go back to work. So I want for you to avoid that. And I want for this to be a major decision that you go in for and that actually works. I want for you to really think about the two train theory in your situation, which goes as follows. If you can imagine your day job right now as a train, and you're standing on top of that train, and that train is going full speed. That full speed represents that money coming your way every probably week or two. That represents that train is going. You're on it, you're in the job, you're getting a regular paycheck. That train is moving full steam ahead. Well, imagine right next to you in the direction that you're heading, there's another track on the side there. And in the far back distance behind you is another train, and it's just getting started. Maybe it hasn't even left the train station yet. Well, in order for that train to get going, it needs some momentum. You got to put some coal in there. I'm pretty sure that's how trains work. And it's going to be slow as it starts to go. It's just going to be one movement. It's just going to try to start getting that momentum going, right? But over time, it starts to chug. And even though your train you're on right now is going full speed and getting further and further ahead, that train starts to catch up. And that represents your effort into becoming a full-time freelancer and being in charge of your time and your time freedom. What this looks like is that daily grind of finding that service that works from the experiment mode, from getting clients that stick with you and offering different services and generating results for them, and that turning into more revenue for you. And that train starts to quickly catch up. And so that second train is starting to catch up, and it's now going as fast as your first train, the train you're standing on. Well, it's at that time that second train catches up, and that represents the amount of income that you need to maintain your lifestyle. That train catches up, and now you have the option to go from the top of this train and put one foot over, get your second foot over, and let that train continue to go full steam ahead. And this is important as an analogy to be thinking about, because I do not want for you to have to go back to a day job or to ask for money in weird situations. I want for this to be something that sticks. Keep in mind the two train theory as you're going about this. I know it will help you being successful as a freelancer. Let's now get into key number 3. And this is simple to think about, a little harder in implementation. And that is the fact that momentum is your friend. Anytime that you get a result for something that you're wanting, I need for you to really focus there, find what works, and then put the pedal to the metal. If you get somebody who says yes to you for a service, and maybe it's your first client, I need you to go and offer that to 10 more people. If you had somebody that just opened up your email that you sent, I need you to copy that email, rephrase the things that need to be done, change the names in there, and send that off to whoever that email needs to go to. I need you to really be thinking about all the time what's working and what's not, cranking up the things that are working and turning down the things that aren't. This kind of ties hand in hand with the experiment mode, but this is what you do once experiment mode starts to work for you, which is you start to double down on that effort and double down on that effort. Maybe you're offering graphic design services and you found that people really want titles on their videos. And so now you're going to tie those two things together. Or maybe you found that you pitched a client during a call and they said yes, and they said yes after you said this, and that thing. Well, go and start saying that over and over and over again to every client, to every person in front of you, because those are big indications of that momentum of something that works, and now is a time to go and get it. What you don't want is that momentum to wash over you and for you to take that as a win and just move on. Double down when you find something that works, because momentum is your friend and you need it on your side. If you like this video, I want to know in the comments, are you a freelancer now? Are you considering it? And what services are you going to be offering? I've been in your shoes before, and I can tell you from the other side, the journey that you're embarking on is a worthy one. It's one that's going to lead you to a lot of work and a lot of learning, but also to a lot of time freedom and being able to set up a life in which you are in charge of the major decisions, and that you get to be the person in charge of your destiny, which to me is one of the most empowering things. And it's one of the only things I would ever wish upon you. And I want to commend you for being somebody who is forward thinking enough to know that time, or maybe be realizing that time is your most important asset and that you want to be in charge of it. And it's a very notable, or a very noble cause that you are going after. And so I'm super proud of you. And so leave a comment below. Let me know if this video brought you value. I want to give you guys value. So if there's a part of this video that you like that stood out amongst others, leave a comment below. If you have a question, I'd love to answer it here for you, to keep providing you these videos to help you to live the dream and really get to that point where you're earning revenue and money from doing what you love and what you're good at. If you like this, then I know that you'll love my VIP newsletter. Head to whatupjeremy.com/subscribe. Periodically, I send out resources to help you. Sometimes they're courses that I find or that I'm launching. These are tips, these are resources, stories going on, and sometimes videos that I publish and send out to my list before they go anywhere else. So if you want to be on the inside into my world, maybe you want some coaching or some mentoring from me, I want to help you with that, and I want to be of service for you. So be sure to join that. That's where the close crew hangs out, and these are people who are movers and shakers, people who are really motivated and inspired and are out there living their best life and really chasing after their own dream. So I'll be back tomorrow with another video right here on this channel to help you to live your dream. Thank you so much for watching. Thumbs up, hearts, and subscribes wherever you are, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.